Williams.
Well, thanks very much. It's a real honor and pleasure for me to be here today. We're going to talk about all sorts of exciting things. We might actually have an off-the-planet experience. And one of the things that's really unique about my background is I've had a chance to both be in space and live and work underwater, which is truly an amazing environment to be able to work in. I think what we're going to do is try and get the slides up here and see if we can get them to project. But I was first 7 years old when I dreamt of becoming an astronaut, growing up as a kid in the 60s. And you have to remember that this is a time when Canada was sending satellites into space. We didn't have a human space program. So I watched the exploits of the Mercury and the Gemini astronauts and dreamed about becoming a scientist and being able to go forward and doing the things that they were doing. But never in my wildest imagination did I think that I would live the life that I've been able to lead. It's absolutely incredible having the opportunity to participate in missions beyond low Earth orbit, to be underwater living on an undersea habitat, and the experiences that we get in these unique environments are so important to be able to share. As a physician, I've held the health of my patients in my hands. As a physician astronaut, we leave the surface of the Earth and I get a chance to look at the Earth from a totally different perspective, understanding the concepts of planetary stewardship and why it's so important. When you're on board the Space Shuttle and you're looking down 300 kilometers at the surface of the Earth beneath you, orbiting the Earth every 90 minutes, seeing a sunrise and a sunset every 45 minutes, it's an incredible experience. Right now we have the International Space Station on orbit, arguably the most complex piece of technology built in the history of the human species. We've had Canadian astronauts living on board the space station for periods of time over 6 months. Truly a remarkable experience. But you know, when we go to space, there are risks, there's challenges associated with being in this environment. When we go forward and we accept those risks, we do it together as a team. And one of the things that I miss the most about being in the space program is that concept of working together in a closely knit team, building the skills, learning the techniques that we have to understand to be able to achieve peak performance in this unique environment. It's truly incredible being an astronaut with NASA and working together with teams from all over the world. And this picture is a very interesting one because it demonstrates the concept of what we refer to as followership. Everybody's heard of leadership, but followership, what's that all about? This is the crew from STS-112. They're in Arizona in a slot canyon training in leadership with the National Outdoor Leadership School. We have 2 leaders for the day, co-leaders, and they get to the end of this slot canyon and the crew is trying to decide, should we climb this dried up waterfall or should we hike out 7 miles in the opposite direction and try and summit that way? Well, the person at the bottom of the slide, Pierce, he was the lone astronaut who said, I think we should hike out and I don't think we should attempt to climb up this slot canyon. The crew decided that, well, we took a vote and the best thing for us to do is to make the climb. Pierce was the first person to walk into the ice-cold water and have Fyodor Yurchikhin, a Russian space station commander, stand on his shoulders and help the rest summit. What Pierce demonstrated in that moment is active followership, the courage and the commitment to speak up, to voice your opinion, but when the group has decided that we need to go forward in a certain direction, if you disagree with that, you embrace it, and he walked in the water and said, okay, if we're going to do this, let's do it right, let's make it happen.